From our Center for the Arts studio, this is your Ashland University Eagle News Update. I'm Coleen Rimmel.
And I'm Andrew Clough. Thanks for joining us.
Although recent incidents in the city of Ashland led to fears that local residents and students from Asian countries were targets of violence, life for these residents appears to have returned to normal. AUTV 20's Tom Nesbitt has the story.
On the evening of October 24th, an assailant shot at Ashland's Peking restaurant, apparently aiming at a group of Ashland University students standing outside the building. The incident forced the restaurant to close and came as a shock to the staff of the restaurant.
We just running in the restaurant, about 15 customers here. I have some carry-out customer here too, but 4 customers just left few minutes, 2 or 3 minutes outdoor there, and 1 more minute come back. Oh, I said, what happened there? They say, have somebody gun shoot. So I just called 911 about 7:42 that time, and they all come. The policemen tell us it's gunshot at the wall. That wall there outside, just outside there, and we just closed the restaurant.
Despite the startling nature of the incident, the restaurant reopened the next day, immediately resuming its normal schedule and doing as well as ever.
This week is a good business for this week. Yeah, mostly it's busy running. Yeah, if a customer like come here to order, just ask us, how are you doing? Are you okay? We think this Ashland is a small town for kids, school, everybody here, good customer, everything is good. We like it, yeah.
Thanks to the support of the community, Peking Restaurant has been able to recover from a senseless act of violence and remains the integral part of downtown Ashland it has been for over 35 years. This has been Tom Nesbitt for AUTV 20's Eagle News Update.
Ashland County voters headed to the polls on November 3rd to cast their ballot on a number of local and statewide issues. According to Ashland County Board of Elections Director Kathy Howman, over 16,000 voters participated in this year's general elections, equating to over 47% of Ashland County's registered voters. Howman says this turnout is a bit higher than that of previous elections, attributing to the rise in interest garnered by the 3 statewide issues on the ballot. On those issues, Ashland County's results followed those of the rest of the state. Issue 1 and 2 passed in most of the county's 45 voting precincts, whereas Issue 3 failed in all but 2 of them. The rest of Ashland County's ballots mainly include village mayoral races and levies. According to unofficial tallies, most renewal levies passed, yet a number of additional levies, such as one for Ashland's Dale Roy School, failed.
Student Senate recently hosted its semi-annual Speak Up event where students had the opportunity to talk openly with the university administration about their concerns. TV 20 sat down with some of the participants after the event to hear their thoughts.
I thought it gave us the opportunity to have a real conversation. So I thought the students asked very thoughtful, pointed and clear questions. Gave us a good chance at dialogue. We had a few straw polls, and so all in all, I think it was good for the administration, hopefully good for the students as well.
I thought Speak Up went great. I was happy to see a nice, diverse array of questions. I thought that we really covered everything from the core to the lack of toilet paper in some dorms. And so I think that it's a great amount of diversity we're seeing in those questions, which is good because I think it allowed the administration to answer a lot of things, to get our minds going about a lot of things, thinking about how we could fix some things, how we ought to be thinking about other things. And so it's provided, I think, the senators with a lot to think about and with a lot to act upon in the coming weeks, months.
Overall, students focused on a number of issues such as the core, the recently announced changes to residence halls, and general changes we might see in the future. President Campo is very pleased with the discussion but encourages students to bring up concerns whenever they have them, not just at events like Speak Up. Campo and Coleen hope to continue discussing student concerns throughout the year and are working to put the information garnered from the event to good use.
The Faculty Senate Core Task Force recently held an open forum for students to discuss upcoming changes to the university's core. TV 20's Coleen Rimmel has the story.
The Faculty Senate Core Task Force met this past Tuesday to discuss with students the most recent draft of the committee's core proposal. The committee's chair addressed many of the students' concerns in addition to ensuring that the students' quality of education would not deteriorate.
I have a very optimistic view of where we're going. I think that there's great momentum around faculty unity for a core proposal. I think students are looking for academic excellence and academic quality. And I was very excited tonight about the quality of discussion and the fact that students were really speaking to issues of academic quality tonight.
The meeting centered around proposed changes to the core and how these changes would impact students. Topics of particular importance to students were the suggested changes to the scope of classes that count within the core, as well as the purpose of the core in our education.
I'm hoping that the changes to the core help students to realize its purpose and help students to realize its value, to realize that the roots of Ashland University are based in liberal education, and that liberal education helps us to develop as intellectual and spiritual beings, and that there's real value in that, and that we should want that and we should pursue it.
I think it went pretty well. I think that there were a lot of questions and comments that were a major concern to a lot of different students, myself included, that I didn't speak out, but I did listen very intently to the other students around me who has most of the same concerns that I do about the core and about how it needs to reflect better on students' lives and on students' academics. And I think that we got a lot of answers that can help us move forward, especially in Student Senate, in finding a different way to really impact our next core proposal and try to work together with Faculty Senate on these issues.
The proposal discussed during the meeting is not yet finalized. It is set to be reworked and voted on by Faculty Senate at least 2 more times before the finalized proposal is presented to the Board of Trustees in December. Reporting for AUTV 20, I'm Coleen Rimmel. Ashland University mourns the loss of an intellectual, kind-hearted professor from the English department. Dr. Gary Levine taught a variety of courses in the department and was the director of the composition program.
His greatest impact was the composition program, which he built from the ground up a good many years ago. And he was responsible for creating all of the assessment structure surrounding that program so that we had a continuous attitude of improvement, improvement in the learning experience for our students, and what we were trying to accomplish in those courses in terms of preparing our students to be strong writers.
A memorial service will be held for Dr. Levine on Saturday at 10 a.m. in the Upper Chapel.
Alpha Phi is holding their first ever Red Dress Social Friday, November 13th. The event is designed to be fun while raising money for women's cardiac and heart health.
The Red Dress Social is brand new. It's a all-you-can-eat s'mores bar, which is like our main attraction. And then we're going to be doing some of the games that we're going to have at our gala. Again, we're tweaking them a little bit for the campus life. So we're going to have a 2-liter toss, which is a ring toss, and we're going to have 2 liters set out, and if your ring lands on that 2 liter, that 2 liter bottle of soda gets to go home with you. And then we're also going to have Plinko, which is just like Price is Right. Put your chip in and it bangs down, and if we're going to have gift cards and sunglasses and all kinds of stuff at the bottom for free prizes.
The social will be at Redwood Hall from 7 to 9 p.m. Pre-sale tickets are $2 and ticket at the door will be $3. All proceeds will support women's cardiac care and heart health, which is the organization's philanthropy.
The Residence Life Office announced the upcoming changes that students can look forward to next school year. AUTV 20's Haley Hieronymus has the story.
2 more residence halls, Chem Hall and Kilhefner, will transition to co-ed dorms in the fall of 2016. Kilhefner will be mostly buyout singles and doubles for those who want more privacy and a less crowded hall.
This is a great opportunity for Kilhefner because it will become essentially an upperclassmen building.
Chem Hall will have a similar setup to Amstutz with designated floors for males and females.
We feel it will be a successful transition for Chem Hall as well, since it has been a successful setup in Amstutz Hall.
The 1994-1995 school year was the last time that Chem Hall was a co-ed dorm. On the other hand, Kilhefner has always been a male residence hall. Current students have mixed feelings about this change.
I'm pretty excited about the change just because I enjoy a nice peaceful setting. Don't get me wrong, I like living here now, but I think it'll be even better.
We have such a great community here in Chem. I feel like I thought I found my 4-year home pretty much, and I feel like I've been ripped from my home. I feel like just being comfortable is going to be a big deal.
While it is common for students to feel uncertain about the change, the hope is that students will create new communities in the co-ed dorms.
I'm excited to see how it will change. I'm hopeful that both communities will have positive changes and that the students will enjoy having the co-ed spaces.
Reporting for AUTV 20, I'm Haley Hieronymus.
For more Ashland University news and sports, don't forget to check out the Collegian at www.ashlandcollegian.com.
And tune in every weekday morning from 7 to 9 to the Early Bird's Word on 88.9 WRDL. That's it for this Ashland University Eagle News Update. I'm Andrew Clough.
And I'm Coleen Rimmel. Thanks for joining us.